Point. Stephen A. Smith, the one and only, joins us on the floor from Boston. Stephen A., from your expertise and your eye, what did Miami do to induce all of these Boston turnovers?
Well, Victor Oladipo was a star defensively in the third quarter, particularly against Jaylen Brown, because he stripped him about 3 or 4 times. I mean, it was one of the worst 40-point performances you'll ever see from a player, because Jaylen Brown did have 40, but the third quarter alone he committed 5 turnovers, and it seemed like every single turnover he committed squelched a run that was potentially being made by the Boston Celtics. So that really rings out. It really stands out. But also, don't even call this TD Bank Garden. Call this TD Bank Infirmary, because, I mean, everybody was going down. You started out the game learning that Robert Williams would be out. All of a sudden, Jimmy Butler was out. Marcus Smart got hurt. Jason Tatum got hurt. And so you looked at it from that perspective, from that standpoint, and injuries just seemed to be happening all over the place. But ultimately what it came down to were the turnovers and the inability for Jason Tatum to get going. He finished shooting 3 of 14 for the game. Him and Jaylen Brown combined, the 2 stars combined for 13 turnovers. You can't beat this Miami team playing that sloppily. You just can't do it. But they did it tonight. That's why the Boston Celtics lost. That's why the Miami Heat have regained a lead in this series and reclaimed home court advantage.
Well said. 13 turnovers, 6 for Tatum, 7 for Brown. I just want to ask you a big picture perspective, because you've watched every single second of this series with your own eyes, either in Miami or Boston. These are the 2 best teams in the East. What do you attribute these incredibly wild swings, teams up by 25 meaning nothing?
Inefficiency offensively. The fact of the matter is that Miami was in complete control in the first half. In the third quarter, they looked like they didn't even know who they were in the first half. Yeah, Boston might have amped it up a little bit defensively. There's no denying that. But they were missing shots that they were making in the first half, and they got away from Bam Adebayo to some degree. Now, he finished with 29 and 10 and 6. He came out incredibly aggressive after being so anemic in games 1 and 2, handled his business in the first half. In the third quarter, they didn't get the ball to him nearly as much as they should have. You're looking at a guy like Tyler Hero. He's the reigning 6th man of the year. Shot 4 of 15 from the field in this particular game. Meanwhile, Boston was getting it going. Al Horford shot 50% from the field. Marcus Smart got hurt, came back in the game, made a big-time 3-pointer. That mattered. But in the end, if you're the Boston Celtics, it's still going to come down to your 2 stars. And when you got both of them turning the ball over with an alarming level of regularity, and the ultimate star in Jason Tatum simply not being able to find his groove, then it spells doom for you. And that's what it did for the Boston Celtics in Game 3. That's why Miami's up 2-1.
Well,
thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.